It was natural, I think, for UNESCO to get involved with and to be responsible for the development of the convention, because it was founded on principles of equality and justice. And we see that, you know, doping in sport is grossly unfair for those athletes that choose to be clean and to compete to the best of their abilities. Another aspect of why UNESCO is involved is because of our mandate within education. A key part of the convention is to educate athletes, athlete support personnel and the wider public.
Doping exists in sport and it's really sad, and we have to fight very hard against that. Just try to remind a little bit the values of the sport to the kids, especially at that age, at 14, 15 years old. And we have to fight against that. It's important.
I think for us a key focus is looking at the future generation of athletes and helping educate them that they'll make good quality decisions as they go through sport. And I think in the long term that's where we're going to see the impact, and that's where we're going to see clean sport, because we're going to see a step change between the generations. Well, first and foremost, the convention really ties governments to what's happening within the sporting movement. So you have an absolute harmony between what governments are doing in terms of implementing their anti-doping programs and what you see the World Anti-Doping Agency doing in terms of implementing the World Anti-Doping Code. There's a particular problem when it comes to the trafficking of performance-enhancing substances, and therefore one of the requirements of the convention is for governments to take action, in particular to introduce legislation to combat the trafficking. Another part of the convention deals with the establishment of testing programs, making sure that athletes can be tested all around the world, and making sure that there's harmony between what the individual national anti-doping organisations are doing as well. There are key aspects to the implementation of the convention that UNESCO is leading, and one of which is we've established a fund to help least developed countries and smaller island developing states to implement the convention, because we know that governments have competing priorities and limited budgeted resources, so particularly as a result of the financial crisis. So what we're doing is actually providing a fund to assist those countries to implement the convention, because, as I say, there are positive benefits from sport and we don't want to see countries being left out of international sport.